Namaskar. Who is Kash Patel, the person who could be the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation? To understand this, I have made a small slide deck and I request all of you to please like this video, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, kindly do so. So I'm going to take a quick look at Kash Patel, his parents, where he came from, what is his record thus far, and there are some very interesting details that emerge when he worked to try and find out if there was any conspiracy on part of Russia to make Trump to get elected in the 2016 election. That's a separate monologue that I'll have to do because there's a lot of research that's still pending. That will be a good teaser for you because you can now see in this particular video what kind of a person Kash Patel is. One thing that you all need to remember, he has served more years under Obama than under Trump, which means he actually knows his job. And I think this is a meritorious selection, although the Democrats may not see it that way. So, like this video, and here is a quick slide deck on who Kash Patel is. Donald Trump, president-elect, announced that he plans to name Kash Patel as the FBI director who would replace the current FBI director, Christopher Wray. Trump called Patel a brilliant lawyer, investigator, and America First fighter who has spent his career exposing corruption, defending justice, and protecting the American people. For Patel to occupy the post, either Christopher Wray would have to resign his post or be fired by Trump. Now, this job, this FBI director post, needs confirmation by the Senate, and I don't know how many of you saw it, but today, two lady senators, two women senators who are from the Republican Party actually voted against the Republicans. So the Senate is a little bit of a mixed bag, especially many of them believe that Trump has sort of hijacked the Republican Party and still bear a fair amount of, I wouldn't say animus, but resentment, I would say. The guy who was always, a thorn in his side, which is Mitch McConnell, who was the Senate majority leader for the Republicans or the Senate leader for the Republicans when they were not in the majority. The guy was, he has a big closet full of skeletons, and he sits in judgment over Trump. Anyway, the politicians, you all know, I don't have to say more about it. So it's not going to be easy for Kash Patel to win the Senate over. Of course, there are other ways available to convince or see the way Trump sees things. So anything is possible in politics. That's why they say politics is the art of the possible. Republicans hold a very slim majority. I think it is 51-49 or 52-48. But then, see, I just told you, two Republican senators voted against the Republican Party's diktat. So a lot of things are going to happen before this nomination is going to go through. But has he earned his stripes? Well, that's what we are going to take a look at. Kashyap Pramod Vinod Patel was born in 1980 in New York. He is of Indian descent. His father was from Uganda and his mother was from Tanzania. His father grew up very poor. When Idi Amin cracked the whip and asked all the Gujaratis to leave, many of them had this overseas British passport, but Britain would not take them. British are one of the nastiest pieces of, I can't say anything. The British mindset is terrible. The overseas British passport, which was given to Indian origin, Ugandans, Kenyans, Hong Kong Chinese, none of them could cash it in to become a citizen in UK when they wanted to leave their country and come to the United Kingdom. They all had to find other ways to get in. So his father came into Canada. He grew up there, and I think at some point of time he decided that he wanted to move to New York. And I don't know if he met his to-be wife, who is from Tanzania, in Canada or in New York, but they married and settled down in Queens, which is called Little India. Many of you know the various parts of New York City. You might agree with me that this is also called Little India. Now, the Queens area, there's actually Flushing, very close to that, Flushing Meadows, if I remember correctly. There's a Hindu temple that came up very long time ago. and now his parents are retired and they shuttle between US and Gujarat. After his schooling at New York College in Richmond, Virginia, and law school in New York, Patel went to Florida, where he was a state public defender and for 4 years, and then a federal public defender for another 4 years. Remember, I told you every state has its own Supreme Court. Now, as a public defender, Kash Patel handled numerous complex cases ranging from murder and narco trafficking to elaborate financial crimes. Kash also worked as a terrorism prosecutor with the Department of Justice and led investigations spanning multiple theaters of conflict. Details outlined on his US Department of Defense profile indicate that Patel oversaw the successful prosecution of criminals aligned with Al Qaeda, ISIS, and other terror groups. He also served as the Department of Justice liaison officer to the Joint Special Operations Command and worked with several key counter-terrorism operatives. Patel is a fierce Trump ally who played a role in several legal investigations into Trump, like I told you, right? He had also accompanied the POTUS-elect to the courthouse during his recent criminal trial in New York. At that time, he had told reporters that Trump was the victim of an unconstitutional circus. The former lawyer first came to prominence within the Trump orbit as an outspoken critic of the FBI's investigation into potential ties between Russia and the 2016 presidential campaign. This is a monologue that is worth a separate episode, and I'll do that thing a little bit later because, like I said, I'm not completely done with the research. It implicates a lot of people, and that's why I want to be careful and be absolutely sure that I have dotted the I's and crossed the T's. Kash also drew animosity from some more experienced national security officials during the first Trump government, with some viewing him as volatile and too eager to please the then president. He served as the primary deputy to the acting director of national intelligence under the previous administration and oversaw the operation of all 17 intelligence community agencies. And Patel has played a role in several legal investigations into Trump. First, he appeared in 2022 in front of a Washington grand jury investigating Trump's hoarding of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida after receiving immunity for his testimony. He also testified at a Colorado court hearing relating to Trump's effort to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in the run-up to the violent January 6, 2021 riot at the US Capitol. Patel plans to overhaul the FBI, aiming to reduce its scope and limit its authority. He also intends to target government officials who leak information to the media. Now, he has also turned to publishing. He wrote a book called Government Gangsters. Actually, there's a movie that has been made called The Plot Against the King, where the protagonist, of course, is somebody who resembles Trump, and the antagonist is a thinly veiled Hillary Clinton as the villain. So you know how this is going to play out. So this is around the 2016 elections and all the other stuff that took place around that time. So long story short, the Democrats could not prove that there was any collusion between Russia and Trump. And the entire plot, entire case rested on one dossier, and that's called Steele with an E at the end, Steele, a former MI6 employee who was, again, money to investigate or create this report, and who gave this is a very interesting story on its own. So I'll be coming back on that one in a short while. Right now, I'm done with this one. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me and I'll be happy to answer them. Narayan Prasad says, being an American of Indian origin, I'm proud of this nomination. He's absolutely a brilliant intellectual communicator, a best among us. Yeah, there are lots of videos on YouTube. I encourage all of you to watch him because he's a straight shooter, and he doesn't he's believed to be very honest. So these are all things that are very important. And for somebody who's honest to be at the top in FBI, because people are saying that FBI is completely gone gray, corrupt, and each one is suspecting the other. When you have that kind of a problem, nothing good happens. I've told you how, since July 3rd, 2023, the consulate, Indian consulate, was set on fire. They've done nothing about it till now. I'm hearing some good things about a new place to where the consulate has moved in San Francisco. More on that once I have got more data on this. This is a bigger, more professional looking building. I mean, the previous one was not bad. It was just that it was an old two-level mansion house, and that was converted into a consulate. Hopefully this one has more parking space. That used to be a big problem in the previous consulate. I'm just saying that there are lots of things happening. So next, Jignesh Patel wants to know, does he help India to resolve Khalistan issue? Did you notice, Jignesh, what happened yesterday on the 30th of November and today first? The consulate of India has been going to temples and issuing proof of life certificates, and the Khalistanis are being kept away, very, very far away. I have a lot of footage on that. I'm working on putting together a video. So stay tuned. We will get you that. Somewhere somebody has got the message. That's all I can say. Hopefully things will turn for the better from here on. HLF, the furniture company. Good morning, Iyer sir. It's good to see a person of Indian origin to be at this post, and I see many Indians getting such posts in the American Constitution. Great news. I mean, see, the thing is, as a citizen, right? You are a US citizen first. You will do what the country wants of you. I mean, that comes first. Then come somewhere down the line comes that you are of Indian origin and your religion is Hindu and so on. It's only when somebody else has got all these things backwards and they try to impose it on the world that problems start erupting. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, viewers. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.